Helldivers 2 is undeniably an incredible game. From the satisfying gunplay, to the beautiful environments, to the polish on basically every single aspect of it, this thing is a bloody work of art in so many ways. But as much as I love Helldivers 2, or maybe because I love Helldivers 2 so much, I've got so many ideas that I think would make it even better. And that's why this is episode 1 of How to Improve Helldivers 2.
Reporting to the front!
Okay, so the first change that I would make to Helldivers 2 is the addition of a firing range. This is one that I know a lot of you guys agree with because I've seen it mentioned on the Helldivers 2 Discord server so many times. And it's one of the most glaring omissions from a game that, let's be honest, is almost entirely focused on guns and bombs. Why is there no testing ground for us to blow stuff up in? Currently, the only ways to test out new weapons are 1. To jump into a live mission and go down to the surface. There, you'll get destroyed because you have no idea how to use your shiny new plasma shotgun. Or 2. To jump into a low difficulty mission on your own and run around looking for warriors to shoot in the face, which is a method that as a content creator, I am more than well versed in. If we take a look at another third-person co-op shooter, Remnant 2, the firing range is just off to the side of the main base. Every time you get a new weapon, you just run over to the firing range, test it all out, and then, only when you're comfortable, go into the live environment and ruin some monsters. Of course, in Helldivers 2, we can't do it exactly this way since our home base is on a spaceship, and so I would imagine it would be implemented similar to how it's done in PlanetSide 2, where the player teleports into the firing range and they can test out all of the new weapons and vehicles in there. I think the best implementation would be how it's done in PlanetSide 2, where it's a shared environment that you can hang out in with your bros. But if we can't get that, then I'd take a solo environment too. Anything is better than what we currently have now. Okay, my second idea to improve Helldivers 2 is along the same lines as the first one, in that it's a way to get some more info about weapons before using them in the field, and it is video previews of all weapons. Basically what I mean is that we should have a screen that's identical to the one that we currently have for stratagem weapons, where we get this video preview showing exactly how the weapon looks when we use it. But instead, for regular weapons, like primary weapons, sidearms, and grenades. I think this system makes perfect sense since it already exists for stratagem weapons, and it would really help players to make decisions on which war bonds they wanted to purchase. Whereas what we have right now is just this. And it means that players need to go out of the game onto YouTube and search for tutorials about each weapon. Of course, this is good for creators like me who can then make videos about these weapons and get views, but I would honestly prefer this system to be in-game. And my last idea is probably going to be quite a controversial one, but honestly, I don't care at all. Best idea ever. 2 words, guys, bug tunnels. So one of the most common comparisons people often make to Helldivers 2 is Starship Troopers. And this is understandable because there are a ton of similarities between the two. However, one thing I notice is that whilst in both, taking out bug holes can be done with a single rocket, in Helldivers 2, we can only do this. Whereas in Starship Troopers, they can do this. And I think this is a massive shame, because as much as I love the sprawling open landscapes of Helldivers 2, I always wish for a different kind of environment every now and then, just to change things up a bit. It was the same in Helldivers 1. I always wanted indoor environments like in Alien Swarm. It was so dark and atmospheric with aliens lurking just around each corner, and I knew this gameplay would transfer perfectly to Helldivers 1. Like, just imagine in Helldivers 2, you're running around on the surface of the planet, as usual, bombing things into oblivion. and then occasionally you'd come across a bug hole, and rather than just blowing it up, you'd have to jump into it, explore it, clear out all the enemies, and find a way to take it out from within. A game that comes to mind is obviously Deep Rock Galactic, which is exclusively set in underground environments. However, another game that comes to mind which you guys may be less familiar with is a game called Viet Cong, which was set in the Vietnam War. In this game, going from the above ground battlegrounds to the tunnels of the Viet Cong was such an awesome experience, and it really helped to keep the gameplay fresh, since the tactics used in both environments were quite different. So obviously in Helldivers 2 we have stratagems, and those are things that we wouldn't really be able to use underground. Although maybe resupplies could like drill into the top of the tunnel like in Deep Rock, but it's probably too far. So maybe we couldn't use stratagems when we're underground, but this is already the case anyway in multiple situations in the game, so I don't think that's a huge issue. And also, I think that would actually add some interesting gameplay, since you'd have to kind of plan ahead before entering the bug hole, taking some extra ammo and grenades for the trip, and maybe getting a stratagem weapon that would be good for an indoor situation. And of course, this indoor environment could also be extended to the automatons, where we could be entering the fabricators and then exploring them from within to destroy them. I think this idea is amazing, but I'm really curious to hear what you guys think of it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people thinking this is a ridiculous idea that just wouldn't work in the game, but I'd love to hear why. Why do you not think it's a good idea? And if you do like it, tell me down in the comments as well how you would like to see it implemented. Should it be something that is in every mission where you spend a little bit of time underground or in a fabricator? Or do you think there should be indoor only missions where the whole map is an indoor environment, like a bug tunnel or some kind of building? Any ideas you have, I'd absolutely love to hear them, so leave them down below. But other than that guys, that is episode 1 of how to improve Helldivers 2. As I said at the start of the video, I absolutely love this game, so don't take any of this as criticism of the game itself. It's really all just things that I would love to see in the game, maybe things that I kind of imagine while I'm playing the game, and I do kind of think that they would improve it. But yeah, as I said, let me know all your thoughts down below. And as always guys, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if not, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.